Welcome to the Heart of a Champion Leadership Podcast. I am excited to have my good friend and brother, Mr. Jim Martindale, in the Heart Chamber today.
Thanks, Chris. Boy, you are one excited guy.
How is Mr. Jim Martindale today?
You know what? I am actually pretty doggone good. I'm living my best life right now. And I can say that even the fact that my mom passed away 3 weeks ago, we were in a good spot, she and I. And so I'm really living my best life. Got problems, got issues, don't know what's coming down the road. I know yesterday was problematic, but really I wake up, I know who's in charge, God's in charge, and hey, he gets me through it.
Yeah. I love it, brother. Now, who is, for those who haven't had the privilege of meeting you, who is Mr. Jim Martindale?
Wow.
Who is James Martindale?
You know what's interesting is I wear a lot of hats. The hat that I really want to be not confused with is Christian. I want to make sure that I'm a Christian and everything else flows through that. A lot of people say that and well, you know, da. But I really want to be a Christian businessman, a Christian husband, a Christian leader. All of those things have got to come on under the umbrella of being a Christian. So yeah, I'm a businessman, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, very good grandfather, I might add. But yeah, lots of hats, just like everybody.
Yep. Now you mentioned your family.
Yep.
Why is your family so important to you?
Family is important. First of all,
Because I know it's important to you.
It is. No, for sure. As a matter of fact, I remember when my daughter, who's now 36 years old, I was in the delivery room. Yep, Megan. And I've been married 40 years, so 40, 37, we're legal in there, okay?
Yeah.
But in any event,
Megan Joy, named after
my mom, Eleanor Joy.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I remember having that child in my arms. And two things, I said, oh my gosh, life is going to be different from this moment on. And it has been. But the other thing is everybody said, you know what? Grab the moments because it's going to fleet like that, like that. And that's one thing that I really remembered people saying is that, man, savor the moment because it's going to go like quick. And it did. And she's 37 and it's like I blinked and here she is. And now I've got wonderful grandkids. But the reason I love being a father is because that's my legacy. That's my legacy. I grew them up on purpose and with values that are on purpose. I did everything on purpose. And I'm also trying to be, still in training, be a husband on purpose.
Yeah. Speaking of fathers, your father passed away about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember being with you at his service like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
You already mentioned Mom just passed away. How's your heart today? How's your heart doing, Jim?
I'm good. She she raised us Christian. She kind of went off onto other paths after that, but she raised us loving God. We said our prayers every night, and we prayed for our meals, things like that. Went to church till I was about in 4th grade, and so I knew who God was and Jesus was, and had the flannel things at Sunday school, putting Joseph and all that good stuff. So I knew the stories.
CEO Christian or every week?
No.
Okay.
We were every week, not CEO. And then we kind of fell off the grid. I remember I said when I was 18 years old selling real estate, and the guy said, "Hey, you Christian?" I go, "Yeah." And he said, "What church did you go to?" I'm going, trick question. I don't go to church. So he was going to list his house with me, and he was a pastor. So I go to Valley Center Church of the Nazarene. And I felt so guilty after that, I started going to Valley Center Church of the Nazarene, which is
that's
where
a conviction that settled in early.
Conviction, and I met my wife when I was there. So there you go.
Nice. Lord knew what he was doing.
He did. He tends to know that. Yeah.
Well, speaking of fathers, I'll always be grateful for you for being at my side. My father passed away in January of 2022, and walking alongside me and encouraging me, praying for me, lifting me up. Yeah. So eternally grateful for you, brother.
Right on.
Yep. And we'll see you again.
You are his legacy, and that's really important. So him growing you up the way he did, and your kids are now also legacies of
Yeah.
his and yours.
Yeah.
That's really important because everything else, they say, don't put your treasure on earth where rust and moth can destroy, but put it up there.
Store 'em
and it's
up.
really true.
Yeah.
And I think so many people do put their treasure here on earth and who they are on earth and all those things.
No, I received that, brother. And speaking of treasure, speaking of gifts, my dad gave me a lot of gifts. And our brother, Ryan Otteson, reminded me yesterday of a very big gift that my father gave me. And it was a word I needed to hear yesterday. So different parts, one body, right? But we need to lift each other up.
Right.
Just like Aaron and Hur were lifting up Joshua, the hands of Moses. As long as his hands were lifted, there was victory, right? When his hands came down, discouragement, they weren't winning, right? But Aaron, Hur, Joshua, Moses' hands are lifted, there's victory. And I thank you for helping lift up my hands in this season of life.
You're welcome.
So the heart of a champion.
Yes.
When you hear the words, the heart of a champion, what do you hear? What does that mean to you, James Martindale?
Well, it used to be, when I think of a champion, I think of a winner. And I think of championship rings, champion this, and I think of sports. But as I get to think about it, being a champion is being the best that you can be at whatever it is that you decide to do. And so that's what I think a champion is. So it has different places in your life, be it you're a champion guitarist, you're a champion football player, or what have you, but I think it's being the best you can be at whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, speaking of being the best, speaking of having influence,
Yes.
you're a very influential person in your communities. Glendora, Laguna Beach, here in Southern California. Where do you invest most of your time and why?
Actually, I am investing most of my time into reaching out to others right now. I don't want this to sound like, oh, I'm this guy. I mean, heck, I was in rehab 7 months ago. Did I tell you that? So that's a whole different different thing. So I'm no saint. I'm no this or that. But I really am. I have a perspective now that I didn't have before.
Yeah. You went in the desert for a season.
I went in
right?
the desert for a season.
You had to go from
Yep.
a valley to a valley or back to the promised land in a good spot where I know you, where you are now, because I know you, I talk to you, I see you, we spend time together.
Yeah.
But you were in the desert.
I was in the desert. So when I came out of the desert, I got a whole different perspective. And my family is important. My God is the most important, because that kind of trickle down effect. If he's not number one, nobody else can be in their position in life that it should be. So that's what I want to do. I really want to give back. There's Bob Buford did a book called Halftime. And it was, the first half of your life, you're successful, then you go to significance. I'm in the significant phase where I don't want to make any more money. I don't want to build any more anything. I want to be significant. And that is speaking into the lives of people and bringing God to the surface in areas that he's not in the surface. So
I love it. Love your heart. That's the heart of a champion. Now, speaking of your heart, you mentioned a few things that were on your heart when we were talking and praying about today. You shared with me 4 things that were on your heart to unpack today: desire, drive, discipline, and demons.
Yeah.
Why those 4?
Well, I think that if you're going to be a champion in anything, if you're going to be good at anything, you have to consider every one of those things. Desire is your passion. And I think that's a God-given desire. You've got to be passionate what you do, because you're going to get blocked. You're going to get tackled. You're going to be hit down. The only thing is your drive and your passion are going to get you up. So whatever you're doing, you have to have drive and passion. The second one, what was it?
Drive.
That's drive. Desire and drive. And I do the drive is also, I heard it called grit.
Yeah.
Grit is drive. And I can't articulate what it is, but you know what it is.
It's fight.
It's fight.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you got to have that. Yeah. Discipline, huge. No matter what you do, it's being a Christian, it's being a football player, you have to have discipline, because there's going to be times you don't want to do what you've got to do to get where you are.
Yeah.
And so discipline is huge. And last is demons. And I thought about that because everybody has demons. And I hate to bring that up but it's true. You have them, I have them. And so the other D is it's dealing with your demons. And I had demons. My demon was fear. I have grown up all my life. I've had fear. And finally, I found a solution to it. You know what it was?
What?
Wasn't God. alcohol. It really kind of cured that, and it was kind of cool.
Other spirits.
What's that?
Other spirits. The wrong spirits.
That's funny. Yeah, it's kind of true.
But it is. I believe it. There's a
No,
spirit
no,
behind it.
what
Behind
they
alcohol,
call it
I know,
spirits.
I know,
Yeah,
I
they
know
call
well.
it-
Not
yeah.
from my experience, but people very close to me, as you know.
Yeah.
And there's a spirit behind it.
Yeah. So anyway, I found that took care of my fears until it took over me. It took me over, and it wasn't working anymore. And so those fears, that depression, this all kind of culminated, and I thought, how in the world can a Christian who loves the Lord and how can I have these demons? But you know what? We all do. Guys,
We're human.
We're human.
Yep.
And I think it's when you put, it says, when there's light shown, then there's no more darkness, you know? If it's in the dark, all you have to do is flip on the light. But we as guys, and I think women as well, but guys, we're in control, you know, all the stereotypes that guys are.
Pride.
Don't need, blah, blah, blah. Well, I never shone that light. As a matter of fact, when I knew alcohol was kind of getting, taking me over, I said, you know what, I can stop this anytime, just like every guy who's got a problem with alcohol says. By golly, I couldn't. And I'm going, gee whiz, I can't take this. And it controlled me, and I thought, wow, I was lost.
Yeah.
And my
You were weakened.
I was weakened.
Who's our favorite superhero?
Superman?
What does he have?
Kryptonite.
Kryptonite.
That was my kryptonite. Everybody's got kryptonite. Yeah. I don't care if it's, and it took me out of the game. I don't care, guys, porn, lust, whatever.
Money, drugs,
alcohol.
Pride. It all comes down to pride.
Everything, yeah, and it all comes down to pride. But I think if men with men, iron sharpening iron, I think if you get together with men and share your secrets and put it out in the light, you're going to be able to move forward. God can't use you when you have secrets, no matter what they are, because you're always hiding from them.
Yeah.
And so now I'm living a more real life. I wasn't, not that I was phony, but this was shame. I mean, when you're shame-filled, you don't want anybody to know that, because now you'd say, "Oh, you're the man." No, you're not.
What do we call that?
Pride, baby.
What's another P word we call that?
Don't know.
Poser.
Poser. Oh yeah. You know what a poser is? A liar. Poser is so much more.
I've been one. I've been one many times.
No, but you're basically lying about who you are. I was lying about who I was. People lifted me up and said, "Oh man, you own this, you own that," and I kind of bought into it and whatnot. And I go, "But if you only knew." And when I go behind the thing, I'm gonna swig some vodka right now, and that was. Only it was internal, but very embarrassing, and it made me such that I could not be who I really am.
Yeah.
And I think when you got secrets, you're usually conning yourself. Then you con others, and you're a poser. And I'm done with posing because you're not effective. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, thank you for that, brother. What's one of our favorite movies?
Oh gosh, I think it's got to be an honored movie. No,
come on,
dude. I don't know. What's our favorite movie?
Jack Campbell.
I'm
Jack
Campbell. Right.
What is it? Let him know.
Family Man.
The Family Man. Nicolas Cage.
Very
underrated movie.
It is.
Top 10, maybe top 5 for us.
Dude.
Like when we met, we started talking about it. Man, that's one of our movies, right?
And you know why? It's not a Christian movie, but he figured it out. He was poser. Pride. He was the big guy, blah, 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 and then drove the Ferrari and Mrs. Whatever. He was the woman, one on ice, or all those kind of things. Has the dream, which I don't think it was a dream, I think it was real. And then he found out what the real stuff in life was. It's about a woman loving him for who he is, whether or not he has anything or doesn't. Kids who just come up to him and say, "Daddy," and he figured it all out. And I would suggest, even though it's a Christmas movie, there's only one bad word in it.
Okay.
So we'll bleep that out.
Yeah. Ladies
You know
and
what?
gentlemen, welcome to Siskel and Ebert, The Next Generation.
Yes.
With Chris Rix and Jim Martindale.
So,
Love that movie.
Yeah, love that
right?
movie.
You
Yep.
see the heart of a man.
Yep.
You see the heart of a champion.
Yep.
You see what the world sees him as, what he sees himself as.
Yeah.
But then you see his heart.
Yeah.
Really about family, about significance, right? About what really matters. And once he has a taste of that, he can't look back. He can't
Yeah.
look back to the money, the fame, the big office, the building, the penthouse suite, the temptations, everything else, right? He doesn't want it anymore.
No,
because he's
he
tasted,
doesn't.
he's seen and tasted what is good.
but you know what? It's sexy to be the man, to be the star quarterback, to be the guy that everybody is going, oh. But what does it say in the when the lights fade to blue in the Eagles song? When the bright lights are faded to blue, then what? And who's going to be there then? And you know what? People are really
I
attracted.
thought you were going fade to black there,
Fade to
AC/DC
black?
or something. Back to black. I thought that's where you were going. Jim Martindale, the
Sorry.
rocker.
Yeah, I did that because I wasn't an athlete like you. I was in the band. Well, a guitar's a band,
Yeah.
so I grew my hair, played the guitar, and I was going to be a rocker. Except I couldn't sing, and I wasn't a great guitar player. So hey, I was just kind of the nerdy guy over there with the jacket on. But be that as it may,
But you had influence.
not then. No.
Not even in the band?
No.
Tall,
I was
good-looking
kind
guy?
of I wasn't tall. I wasn't good looking. I was none of those things. I was kind of a nothing, and I had a very poor self-esteem, as a matter of fact. I remember somebody told me that I was good looking. It was a mother of somebody in high school, and I thought, well, that's a woman. I never could get women. I could never get anything. So I really had kind of a poor self-image. But then the problem was I started getting a little success in business, and I said, oh, wow, well, I'm going to... And
I can be significant.
I can be significant. Right? I can be successful.
Yeah.
But again, that isn't really what gives you significance, because what happens is I went broke then. So all of a sudden, I went from a house on the hill, tennis court and back, Mercedes-Benz, and I remember my wife coming home, and I had a couple of drinks, and she said, honey, it's 12 o'clock, you're drinking. I go,
Not AM, but PM, noon.
yeah, noon.
Yeah.
So it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So anyway, I said, boom. I showed her a notice of foreclosure on our house. We were crashing and burning. And she told me when we got married, she goes, you know what, I'd live in a 2-bedroom apartment. Well, I didn't have a 2-bedroom apartment. I had a 3-bedroom apartment I took us to. So, and I had a peeling minivan, went from, and then somebody stole the center seat out of my peeling minivan. Mercedes is gone. And boy, that was a tough season in my life. But it actually was a great season in my life because I learned what was important.
Yeah.
Problem with that, I said to myself, don't ever forget this feeling that you don't have to put on airs. Unfortunately, I started becoming successful again, and I forgot about that. And I was putting my ladder up against the ladder of success, but it's on the wrong wall, on the wrong building. And so I'm kind of a newbie. I haven't had a drink in over 7 months now. But
Proud of you, man.
But you know, that's kind of new to me, this whole thing. I knew what it was
Clear
like.
eyes, full heart.
Clear eyes, full heart,
Can't
everything
lose.
else. Well, no, I can lose.
That's Friday Night Lights.
Dude.
You haven't been introduced to that, to you, right?
Yeah. Oh, I love
Friday
that.
Night Lights,
Yeah.
the TV show. Not
Yeah.
the
No,
TV
I
show?
love it.
Okay.
I love it. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Clear
It's
eyes,
just-
full hearts, can't lose.
Well, again, I was watching it when I was a little buzzed, so I don't remember. A lot of things I don't remember.
Wow.
What's funny is a lot of people don't like me, I've found, and it's because I am fairly introverted, but yet you have a few drinks and all of a sudden your fears are gone and you're extroverted.
Got it.
And you become, unfortunately, whole. So sometimes. So I bleeped that out myself, but and I'm not that. I'm not that guy. I am, and so I'm discovering new things of who I am, and I kind of like myself. I really do. So anyway, not a champ yet, but I'm getting there.
Hey, we have a ways to go,
Yeah.
but we're on our way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we got to stay humble before we stumble.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's true.
So speaking of the family, man.
Wait.
Speaking of,
I
go ahead.
got I love country music. And there's this
Yes.
there's this I can't
I
think
know where
it's
you're going
Luke
with
Combs.
this.
No, but now oh, it's Humble and Kind. Yeah, that's actually my favorite song. Tim McGraw, Always Stay Humble and Kind. And I got to tell you something. I thought I was humble and kind until you throw me into a cell with a bunch of knuckleheads, and I get strip searched and blah, 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 blah. And I'm saying, how humble and kind are you now? Wow. Do you think you're much better than everybody here? Heck yeah, get me out of here. And I said, God, what are you doing to me? And he goes, I ain't doing anything. You're doing it. Are you where you should be right now? And I go, yeah. Are you humble? No. Are you kind? No. I still was kind. Yeah. I had to learn how to smoke because that's the only way you'd go outside.
Wow.
No, I didn't really learn how to smoke. I gave my cigarettes away. I was a hero. So, but anyway,
did you have the bubblegum cigarettes? Did you?
No.
These were so you could get outside.
These were the real ones. I took a couple of puffs and started coughing, and I had no street creds, by the way. You know, none. Yeah. I said to the one guy, he's a 300-pound dude, and he had the phone. I wanted to use the phone. Hey, brother, not a problem. You use the phone. I don't really need to call my wife anyway. Wow. So, but anyway, it was a humbling experience.
Yeah.
But again, until you're there.
Yeah, rock bottom, right? Sometimes God has to get us there,
yeah.
whether it was that past season in your life, whether it was this most recent season,
yeah.
because that's where we have to depend on Him. We can't do it in our own power, finances, resource, gifts, talents, right? It's like sometimes He has to get us to that place where we have to depend on. We have got nowhere else to go, right?
Yeah. Well, there actually is. I learned this also in rehab. I tell you, I ought to write a book. All the good things I
School of Hard Knocks, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, when you hit rock bottom, guess what? There's a trap door under that. You can go further. The only time there isn't a trap door is when you're 6 feet under. That's it. You can't crawl out of that. So make sure you don't, because when you think you hit rock bottom, there may be a trap door underneath.
Yeah, haven't heard that before.
It's pretty good, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
The other one, though, friends, don't miss that.
Yeah. Though I was listening to this on the way here, and it has nothing to do with anything, but it says, if you have a dream, chase it, because a dream won't chase you back. And if you got a chance, take it. Take it while you got a chance. And that's part of the song. And that's kind of what I have been thinking about, is if you have a chance, take the chance. Most people during their lives, they regret not what they've done, but what they haven't done because they haven't taken the chance. Yeah. And if you got a dream, chase it, because it's true. Your dream isn't going to chase you back.
Yeah.
So I don't know that has anything to do with anything, but
it does. I hear relationships there.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
You hear about the millionaire or the guy who's on his deathbed, right?
Yep.
He doesn't say, "Gosh, I wish I had closed more deals. I wish I had done more of this in business." What does he say? "I wish I had more time."
Yeah, more time
with my wife, with my kids, with my grandkids. It's about relationships,
Oh,
right? The great Denzel Washington said it, and I've heard him say it before. You know, when you die, you'll never see a hearse carrying a U-Haul.
Yeah.
You can't take it with you.
So true.
Right? We came into this world with nothing. We'll leave it with nothing.
But you know what?
But we can leave a legacy.
Yeah.
Right? We can leave something. But it's about relationships. Who are you leaving it to? People you love.
Yeah.
The relationships have to come over the resources, the stuff, the things of this world.
It's so hard, though, to overcome what the world's saying is success. It's so hard.
Yeah.
And man, if I can just shake people and say, you know what, this is it. It's relationships.
Yes.
And it's not about stuff. I got plenty of stuff, but that's not, that's not where it's at.
I say, you've heard me say it, relationships over rings, right? My championship rings. They're great. I've worked hard for them. They're gold. They're diamonds.
Yeah.
But it's a relationship with Bobby Bowden, with my teammates, with coaches, with a passer, Ron Miller, an Adrian Crawford, a Clay Shriver. Those guys who helped me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, where I was then better on the field to get that ring, right?
Yep.
It was relationships over rings, relationships over real estate. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get the R here, right?
No, but you're
right.
You're right. And those relationships, what makes a team better is that you're not, a Tom Brady who's, I'm the star, but it's when you work together. Although I guess that's a bad analogy since they've
He couldn't have won any of those. 1 to 7 without the lineman protection.
That's true.
Without the receivers, the coaches.
And a really good team is
it's not
one.
Tennis. You need a team in most sports.
Yeah, tennis. You know what's funny? I told you I was a terrible athlete. I went out for the tennis team in high school. I didn't make it on the tennis team. How do you not make it on the tennis team in high school?
Cut.
Oh, yeah. No, that shows you how bad I was. So I'm telling you.
All right, well, let's get back to accomplishments as we go into the fourth quarter here in the Heart Chamber.
Are we fourth quarter?
We're in the fourth quarter. Get your fours up. Can you get your four up? That's what we do in sports. Get your fours up. You know, it's like we got to fight, we got to focus, we got to fight, we got to finish.
Okay.
So you've accomplished a lot in your life. You know, one of your mottos is make it happen. I love that.
Yes. Yeah.
What are some things that you still desire to make happen and accomplish in your life, and why?
Oh, man. I am 60, going to be 63 in 2 weeks. Yep. What are you getting me for my birthday?
I can't tell you that.
Okay, thanks. Anyway, I'm 62. I'm going to be 63. When I was 50 years old, God told me, he said, hey man, it's time to transition out of this whole real estate gig and get into significance. And again, it was Bob Buford's book that says you went from here to here. And I'm still doing some of the same things that I was doing here. And I go, dude, you're not getting any younger. When are you going to go out and make a difference for the Lord? And I don't mean giving the guy on the corner, a dollar or this or that. But I want to make a significant difference, not for Jimbo, but for God, because we are called for one thing. I know His will. It's to gain disciples. So when they suck their last breath, they're going to see the Father. Wow. What am I doing about that? What am I doing? And you know what? I don't care what my bank account says. That isn't going to get people to heaven, and that's what I want to do. And He's been telling me I should do this since I was 50 years old. Here I am, 13 years almost later. What have I done? You know, I've thrown money at things, but my heart, I think it took what happened 7 months ago. I think that's really what made a change. And I have a new motto, excited and ignited. And I'm really excited and ignited. As a matter of fact, I'm getting rid of my management company. I'm kind of retiring. I'm bringing my daughter, who has fantastic abilities, but she's fantastic at what she does, but she's not passionate about it. It doesn't drive her. It's a necessity. So I'm going to get her out of that into her lane, you know, and that's where we have to be, in our own lane. I'm going to put her in her own lane where she thrives, and we're going to do something for the Lord. I don't know what it is, but it better start here, right?
Yeah, I love it. I love your heart on that. And I love a lane you've been in, at least for the past decade, a lane for the Lord with FCA, with Fellowship of Christian Athletes, serving as our board chairman, what you've done with America's Kids Belong, California Kids Belong, you and Lenny, for the next generation, foster children. So just know you're doing a lot. You're making an impact. You are making it happen. You're making a difference. And I can't wait to see what God does in your next season, like how He uses you for His glory through your gifts, your talents, your heart.
I'm looking forward to it.
Micah 6:8. I know that's on your heart.
Love justice. Well, it's because it's loving justice, being humble, and being kind. And I think that if you want to have influence, godly influence, you've got to be humble. You can't be. It's funny as I've
learned
asked
humble
this,
is good.
Humble is very good.
Humble is good.
You know,
it's going to be one of our. It's going to be one of our shirts. Humble is good.
Humble is good.
But bolded is the G-O-D in good. So you see humble as God, but you also see good in there.
I like that. We could sell that. Yeah. But humble and kind, I think without that, is there an arrogant person that you really like and respect? Is there one arrogant person?
I used to really like me. The arrogant, cocky, big-headed Chris Rix. I liked me. I liked me some me.
Why don't you now?
Who said that? Dion or T.O.? Someone said, I love me some me.
Yeah. How do you
like
that?
Guy. I look at it now and it embarrasses me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, man, just thinking about that and how I can still be at times when you get in the flesh and you get outside of God's position and His alignment. Yeah, it can be uncomfortable.
Yeah,
definitely awkward, right? Like, man, that's me, or that was me, or that's how I can be, because we don't like it in other people, but we put ourselves on a pedestal, right? We're either better than we think or not as good as we think, and then when we look at it in reality, you know, we got to be objective. It's good to step outside of ourselves at times and look, you know, how am I perceived?
Yeah.
How am I received?
Yeah.
You know,
it's
healthy.
Funny. Yeah, but you know what kills a relationship with ourselves and with somebody else? Expectations, and let me go to expectations right now. We expect ourselves to do something, and comparison. Expectations, comparison. If you compare yourself to anybody, guess what? Winner, loser. You want to be better than him or worse or her. There's always, it's not a zero-sum game. Well, it is a zero-sum game, I should say. There's a winner and a loser. But you know what? God's world, it is not a zero-sum game. It is a win-win. But again, so don't compare yourself. And when you're comparing yourself to who you should be or something like that, you're not letting God just do what he's supposed to do in your heart.
Yeah.
And that's really important. But again, the kindness. You know, we are a blessed nation. I just was watching in Sudan, Somalia. They absolutely, when you think we have a drought, they have a drought. People are dying by the millions. And I think we are so blessed. Why don't we take that blessing and bless rather than fighting about politics and about, we got abortion rights right now, which is a big topic. But again, we're fighting against each other instead. What about these people who, they're dying right there? We have the resource. We've got everything that we can help these people. And what are we doing?
Right. I mean, God bless Elon Musk. I don't know him.
Yeah.
But he buys Twitter for $44 billion, right?
Yeah.
And he has a quote saying we could solve world hunger with $22 billion. Right? So it's
There you
like,
go.
what are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Are we keeping the main thing the main thing? Are we prioritizing things?
And we're not. We're paying athletes hundreds of millions of dollars, and yet we've got people out there starving. And so I guess I could be guilty of that as well. What am I doing with my money that I could be giving to Sudan or something else like that? So, but again, if you compare yourself, you're always going to say, oh, well, why don't I live in a tent and give it all away? But on the other hand, it's really what's in your heart and what are you doing with that? What are you doing with your heart? Where is it? Where is it? What's important to you?
And I've learned in life, the better we are, the more healthy we are, the more of a blessing we can be to others.
Absolutely.
The more we can help others with health. I didn't understand the manual in the plane growing up, right? You take it out and you see the oxygen mask. Why is the parent putting theirs on first before the kid? You should be, you should be putting it on me first, Dad, Mom, right? But then if they pass out, if they die, I'm all alone.
That's right.
And I'm not going to make it.
Right.
So they had to take care of themselves first. As leaders, it's not only good, but it's healthy that we need to be healthy and take care of ourselves first, right? A wise person would say it's hard to pour from an empty cup.
Right.
If this is empty, there's one more sip left. If I finish it, I can't give you anything to drink.
You can't
it's empty.
give me what you don't have.
Exactly.
You know? So,
and we can only lead people to the cross as close as we are, right?
That's right.
You said we can't give people what we don't have.
Oh, Ryan gave this to me. Oh, it was yesterday, and I texted him. He said, oh, geez, wait, it's coming to me. It's coming to me. He said, no, gonna have to edit that one out. Got it. Tell me what it is, Ryan. I loved it. It was that we hurt, I know what it was. Satan uses us to hurt people in a way he can't. But he
said that in episode 1.
Yeah,
Heart of a Champion.
Exactly.
That's one of the first times I heard it.
But it's like he'll use you because you have the relationship to where you can hurt me like nobody else could. You said it. They glance off you. But yet they use me, and this is the one that really hit me, is Satan uses me to hurt you in a way nobody else can because of my relationship with you. So watch what we say to people. Watch our words. I was just saying that about my wife. You know, sticks and stones break my bones, words will never hurt me. Not true. I'd rather get a broken bone than because they're arrows, man, right through the heart. So man, watch what you say. The word, God's word, spoke this world into existence. Words are very powerful. You know, prayers are very powerful. What comes out of your mouth? Watch out what comes out of your mouth.
Yeah. Where's the power of life and death? In the tongue.
In the tongue, baby.
Yeah.
In the tongue.
Yeah.
You got it.
Well, Jim, I love you, brother.
Do you?
Mind tight? Is your heart right?
My heart's right, man.
You ready to fight?
I'm ready to go, baby.
All right.
Sweet.
Family, friends, fighters, champions, we hope you've been encouraged, even challenged in the heart chamber today with our friend, our brother, Mr. Jim Martindale. I love you. I believe in you. I'm proud of you. And we've got a ways to go, but we're on our way.
Right on.
All right, man.
Sweet.
All right. We'll see you in the next episode.